I think today's kids are a little more savvy, and I think that's evident in the characters of Juno and Leah.
So what was it like, humping Blake's bony bod? Magnificent?
Bleecker is still kind of an innocent little lamb.
My mom uses color-safe bleach.
But that's how I like them.
All these kids, deep down, share this kind of like wonderful sense of humor, which I think is something that like teenagers really do have, you know, very intelligent, developed senses of humor that are totally not paid attention to. Everybody thinks that we just like poop jokes, which we do.
I'm a suicide risk.
Juno?
No, it's Morgan Freeman. Do you have any bones that need collecting?
I always say that there are two Junos. There was the one that I wrote, and then there's the one that I'm seeing now. And the one that I'm seeing now is threatening to completely usurp the old one, like, because it feels so right.
I think Juno's a pretty fly chick, first of all. She's, I mean, like, totally one of a kind.
She's kind of just truly herself. And in high school, that's actually, you know, a pretty substantial and can be, you know, a frightening thing. But she kind of has this ability to just float along and cover it up by teasing and poking and prodding those around her.
When I was reading the script, and I wasn't familiar with Ellen at all. And physically, I even pictured Juno to kind of look like her and have her characteristics, so I think they really found the right co for it.
Ellen is truly a phenomenal actress. I mean, people stand around the monitors watching her with their jaws dropped when she's really going at it. She's unbelievable.
You don't have to have the evidence under your sweater. I'm a planet.
She obviously had an ear for this dialogue like no other person could. She just embodied it. From the first screen test in which she and Michael and JK and Olivia came down to Panavision, I shot scenes with them in the black background.
I'm preggers.
What?
And from the first time she said the dialogue out loud, it was perfect. It was like meeting Juno.
Hi, nice to meet you.
And this, of course, is Juno.
Like the city in Alaska.
No.
No?
Ellen's instincts are so strong that often I would simply be asking for choices. Different versions, which were all good. It was never, I never experienced a scene in which she came in and she was off and I said, whoa, Ellen, you should be doing this.
Boring.
She innately knew how Juno would feel and react to things. And she's very good at just being subtle and in the moment. Ellen Page is incapable of having a false moment.
It's fun to act with her, and yeah, I mean, it makes it really real, you know, when she's, you know, the performance is really authentic.
Something like Juno, I think, it really is just about connecting to her and trying to make, as we said, her way of speech and her dialogue authentic and the relationships authentic. And I just think that comes through when you trust the people you're working with and you dive into it.
Why is everyone always staring at me?
I wanted to show that these girls were human and not the stereotypical teenage girls that we often see in the media who are just raging, hormonal, catty, image-obsessed bitches.
They're very close. They have a fantastic relationship and a really great way of communicating.
Whoa, check out baby big head.
And I think that happens a lot. All right, all you've got in your stomach is Taco Bell, especially with female friendships.
As you're changing and growing, new things are happening to you and you're starting to feel like, you know, maybe this is who I thought I was, but now I think I might be something different. You got your girl there to say, am I crazy for feeling this way? Do you feel this way? Oh, you feel that way too. Oh, I feel better now because I'm not alone.
Is it true that there's an animatronic fetus inside there?
Yeah. I have a couple friends and
That's cool.
like we'll have a very similar way of speaking or certain sayings or certain enunciation.
Shut your friggin' gob!
It's probably just a food baby.
All I see is pork swords.
Junebug has a wonderful sense of humor, just one of her many genetic gifts.
And like, I can tell when I've been hanging out with that person a lot because I start talking like them.
So I basically watched Ellen and Olivia interact, and they just popped, they connected, they were like glue, and it was immediate.
Leah, she's just really, like, relaxed, you know? Nothing's a very big deal to her. Like, her best friend's pregnant.
I'm pregnant.
What? She's kind of like, well, damn. I guess we ought to look for some adoption ads or something like that.
For the first time I met her, I recognized that Leah quality, that juice inside of her. She's like a can of Red Bull ready to go.
Well, I am because, you know, I'm in character. But it's fun. I don't think she's necessarily, like, super popular. She's not, like, the leader of the pack kind of girl who all the other girls are intimidated of. That's not her at all. She's kind of a free agent, I think. You know, she probably doesn't have any other close girlfriends. Juno is her girl, you know. They're girls. They're tight.
He's strongly based on my best friend in high school, who was kind of my whipping boy in a sense, which is something that I deeply regret because he was such a wonderful, wonderful quality person. And I mean, he was Polly Bleecker.
I've wanted this for a really long time.
Michael Cera embodies this kid so perfectly and so eerily that it's actually hard for me to watch. I find myself covering my eyes all the time during his scenes.
You try to make it your own version of the character too, you know, and try and bring something to it. I mean, it's written a very specific way, and I think, you know, part of understanding a part is, you know, understanding where they are and where they're coming from, and when a script is really well written, you can kind of, you know, it makes it very clear where the character is and you know, where he is mentally with all this going on.
And he's so funny, and he's so good. Like, we're doing scenes, and I'm just like, God, you're so good.
Because in Juno, more often than not, he's having to do emotionally tricky scenes.
So guess what?
What? I don't know.
I'm pregnant.
Scenes in which he finds out that he's going to be a father for the first time. Scenes in which he visits Ellen in the hospital right after she gave birth. I mean, he's able to handle things with humor, but these are very dramatic moments.
Golden, man.
That he has a very original way of approaching.
Can we make out now?
Yeah.
Watching
She
these
eats them
two
all the
kiss
day.
was one of the highlights of my life, actually. I've been looking forward to it for weeks now.
Really?
It made me very excited. You were watching. You knew
I was
how
there,
much
yeah.
I was freaking out.
That was great.
You were kissing Ellen and then with one eye watching me do a little jig dance in the background.
Yeah, I don't know why that was happening.
So, what do we Great job.
The first time is weird, but then it's, you know, then it's okay. Yeah, once you get kind of past the, you know, the weird wall, it becomes just, you know, part of the scene. But it is strange when you have like 8 cheerleaders watching you and in this jogging team, a crew. But yeah, you get past it.
They make it look easy, but it's in fact difficult stuff to do. Their moments together are so real because it's emotional, it's real, it's funny, and you just can't help but fall in love with them.